डॉक्टर पवार सर आवाज येतोय?
हाँ येतोय मॅडम. माझा येतोय आवाज?
यस यस येतोय. सो गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल. नमस्ते सभी को. आज के आयुर्वेद दिवस के डे 2 में आप सभी का मैं बहुत बहुत स्वागत करती हूँ. हमारे साथ है आज डॉक्टर अतुल पवार, जो कि एवियन एक बहुत ही अलग डिसीज है, उस पर अपना व्याख्यान एवं एक्सपर्टाइज स्पीच देने वाले हैं. मैं यहाँ पे आमंत्रित करती हूँ डॉक्टर पवार सर को. सो सर प्लीज काइंडली स्टार्ट योर सेशन.
आयुष दर्पण फाउंडेशन, आयुर्वेद वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन संयुक्त तत्वाधान में आयोजित 8वें आयुर्वेद दिन में उपलक्ष्य में वर्चुअल सेलिब्रेशन में लेक्चर सीरीज में आपका मैं डॉक्टर अतुल पवार स्वागत करता हूँ. सर्वप्रथम मैं डॉक्टर शिल्पा मैडम को आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि उन्होंने मुझे आयुर्वेद दिन के उपलक्ष्य में इस वर्चुअल सेलिब्रेशन में मुझे अपने विचार पर आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करने का मौका दिया. मैं अभी आपको स्लाइड शेयर करता हूँ और मेरा लेक्चर जो आज का है स्टार्ट करता हूँ. स्लाइड दिसते मॅडम?
हो सर दिसते. प्लीज कंटिन्यू करा. यस दिसते. यस यस यस.
कोविड के बाद पोस्ट कोविड कॉम्प्लिकेशन बोल के एवियन ये जो एंटिटी है ये हमारे सामने सभी के सामने आई. इसका मॉडर्न साइंस के पास सर्जरी छोड़ के और भी कोई परमानेंट ऐसा सॉल्यूशन नहीं है. तो पोस्ट कोविड के बाद एवियन के पेशेंट नंबर ऑफ पेशेंट बढ़े और वो पेशेंट ऑर्थोपेडिक के पास जाएंगे तो उनको सर्जरी का एक सॉल्यूशन दिया जाता था, इसलिए वो सर्जरी ना करते हुए आयुर्वेद के ओपीडी में आते थे. तो मेरा आज का टॉपिक है मैनेजमेंट ऑफ अवेस्कुलर नेक्रोसिस थ्रू आयुर्वेदा, अ केस स्टडी. Avascular necrosis, it is basically an osteonecrosis caused due to injury or inequilibrium in the blood vessel nourishing the bone tissue. Avian of femur head is the most common type of necrosis because the artery supplying to that area is very narrow, which easily gets injured, followed by more dislocation or subcapital fracture, which leads to lack of nourishment resulting necrosis. Asti majjagat vat is a gambhir dhatugat vyatwadi explaining classics. धातुक्षया अतिप्रवृत्ति and स्थान संश्रया dosha leads to dosh dusha samurchana. In asti majja give rise to sthanik kapashaya and vataruddhi. Vataruddhi leads to asti majja shaya. In modern medicine, no any specific treatment rather than surgery is available. All treatment costly and poor results. The present case was aimed to evaluate the efficacy of Ayurveda system in the management of avascular necrosis. The present case, 41 years old male, is diagnosed with bilateral avascular necrosis, was treated with Shashtishalik Pindasveda along with Tikta Shirvasti and Shaman Chikitsa. Patient was observed for remarkable improvements based on signs and symptoms. Before and after treatment, the therapy provided marked improvements in the gait, pain and tenderness and range of movements. Conservative management of avian through Ayurvedic principles provided significant relief in sign and symptom and good quality of life. Avascular necrosis, avian, is also called as bone infarction, where the bone dies due to loss of blood circulation to portion in a bone tissue. In Latin, bone death is preceded for osteonecrosis. Interruption of blood flow to the bone leads to the death of bone marrow, and osteocytes usually cause the collapse of necrotic segments. Avascular necrosis is an outcome of injury that interferes the supply of blood. Pain can be mild or severe, localized or develop gradually. Pain may be limited to groin, thigh, or buttock if avian affect hip. Pain location tends to be more specific in anterior hip and lower pelvis, can be acute in onset, which can mimic an acute injury. Range of motion will be reduced affecting the gait. But principle Ayurveda Chikitsa must be applied clinically to diseases which are not described in Ayurveda term as Anukta Vyadhi, unmentioned disease. An effort was made to evaluate the efficacy of Panchakarma treatment along with the conservative management of avian of humeral head against painful surgical procedure prescribed by modern sciences. Materials and methods, study design, single clinical study, informed written consent taken from patient in his language before treatment. For the present study, 41 years old male patient having signs and symptoms of Asthimajjagatvat avian since 3 months to be discussed in detailed manner. A patient 41-year-old male patient from Bhopal come to the OPD with following complaints: bilateral hip joint pain, bilateral lower leg edema, difficulty in walking, difficulty in doing normal activities, painful wrist internal rotation of lower limb, more in left hip than right. Patient was apparently fine 3 months back and gradually started suffering from other complaints. He consulted orthopedic surgeon. For the same was diagnosed avascular necrosis, bilateral femoral head, stage 2 with aid of MRI. He was advised analgesic calcium supplement along with surgical intervention, but the patient was not willing for surgery, approaches us for Ayurvedic management. MRI both hip joints done on 20 October 2022. MRI bilateral hip joint shows grade 2 AVM. Changes in left femoral head associated with marks surrounding marrow edema, mild joint diffusion as described above. Early grade 2 AVM changes in right femoral head also noted. Based on signs and symptoms, patient had before and after treatment, patient was treated Panchakarma therapy along with oral medication. Range of movements before treatment in left and right or left hip joints, flexion extension, abduction, reduction, and internal rotation. Treatment administered, both Shaman and Shodhan therapy was administered in patient with detail are mentioned below. Tablet Parijata Ganavati 1 BD with lukewarm water Vanudan Kal. Tablet Vishnudupati 2 BD with lukewarm water with Vanudan Kal. Capsule Shirbala 2 BD with lukewarm water Vanudan Kal. Capsule Dhanvantarang 1 BD with lukewarm water Vanudan Kal. These are the ingredients of Sheer Basti. Tikta Sheer Basti, Sheer 80 ml, Madhu 20 ml, Lakshadi Telam 20 ml, Kalka 5 grams, and Sendava 2.5 grams. Ingredients of Kalka: Guduchi, Tikta, Patol, Chiraita, and Yashtimuda in equal part. Tikta Sheer was prepared by adding Sheera and water equal parts. Kalka Dravya was added to this. It is allowed to boil till the water evaporates. The Basti Dravya mixing as per classical methods. These are the quantity of Basti Dravya, time given, Basti Dhan Kal, and retention timing and observation, sign and symptoms. 16 days Basti. Observation: post-treatment changes were noted in respect to range of hip movements. There was significant clinically improvement. These are the after treatment right hip and left hip range of motions in degree, flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, internal and external rotation. According to Ayurveda point of view, there is no direct correlation with avascular necrosis, but clinical presentation indicate towards dominance of Vata of Astidhatu in AVN. The blood supply to the femoral head is decreased due to any type of marga or occlusions of blood vessel leading to necrosis. Marga is also responsible to aggravate Dhatu. In advanced stages, due to Vata dosha imbalance, it is further responsible causing of Pitta and Kapha. So Basti is a line of treatment of Vata dosha as well as Pitta dosha. Probable mode of action of Tikta Shira Basti. Decoction made in Shira which have mother similar properties helps to control Vata dosha due to Sukshma Guna of Sendolaya. It is reaches up to microchannels of the body. It helps to open fresh blood supply to the bone tissue. In Basti, Tikta Dravya are having Tikta Rasa, Ushna Virya, Madhur and Katulpaka, which favor normal functioning of Dhatu Agni metabolic stage, facilitating increased nutrition. Ghruta is a Vata Shamak, pacifier of Vata, Signa Shita Virya. It pacifies Vata, improves Dhatu Upachaya, metabolism of tissue, and the act as regenerator of the body. Ghruta has the property of Samskarasya Anuvartanam, that which inherits the property of other drugs without altering itself, precipitating viability of other drugs, hence the helps in Samprapti Vikatana of Astishaya. Conclusion: on the basis of case study, it was concluded that Tiktashir Basti, along with certain palliative medicine, is effective in the management of avascular necrosis of neck of femur. While there is enormous scope for further research, but still it proven that the proper diagnosis and proper treatment protocol. Ayurveda can extremely beneficial in the management of AVN. The recovery in the present case was promising. Thank you. मॅडम कोणाला प्रश्न वगैरे असतील तर विचारू शकता. शिल्पा मॅडम. शिल्पा मॅडम आवाज येतोय का? शिल्पा मॅडम.
बोला बोला.
हा म्हटलं प्रश्न असतील कोणाचे तर विचारू शकता. शिल्पा मॅडम.
हॅलो,
शिल्पा
नमस्कार
मॅडम.
सर. मी
हा नमस्कार.
डॉक्टर अर्चना इंचेकर. इट वॉज अ व्हेरी नाईस प्रेझेंटेशन.
थँक्यू मॅम.
सर्जिकल टाळण्यासाठी नक्कीच पेशंट आयुर्वेदाकडे अप्रोच होत असतात. फक्त मला एक विचारायचं होतं की बिफोर आणि आफ्टर MRI स्टडी आपण जनरली प्रॅक्टिसमध्ये नाही करतायत, म्हणजे एकदा बरं झालं की पेशंट इट्स नॉट विल.
आपल्या कॉलेजच्या ओपीडी मध्ये आतापर्यंत आम्ही जवळजवळ 9 केसेस पूर्णपणे ट्रीट केल्या. 9 पैकी 3 लोकांनी पोस्ट ट्रीटमेंट MRI केला, पण त्याच्यात काही बदल आलेले नाही. त्यांचा बिफोर ट्रीटमेंट जसा रिपोर्ट होता तसा सेम होता. बऱ्याच ठिकाणी हे माझं केस स्टडी हे स्कोपस नॅशनल इंटरनॅशनल जर्नल मध्ये पब्लिश झालंय. तिथेही प्रश्न हाच विचारला गेला. बऱ्याच वेळा केस स्टडी डिस्कशन मध्ये हाच प्रश्न विचारतो. आयुर्वेदामध्ये कसं असतं मॅडम की रचनात्मक बदल लगेच घडून येत नाही. त्यासाठी तुम्हाला मोर दॅन 6 मंथ्स या 1 इयर बस्तीचा कोर्स किंवा पेशंटचे बरेचसे फॅक्टर असतात की आता बरेचसे जे पेशंट होते ते वर्किंग फेज मध्ये होते, ते ओल्ड एज वाले नव्हते. त्याच्यामुळे त्यांनी आफ्टर साइन अँड सिम्पटम विथड्रॉ झाल्यानंतर ते लगेचच त्यांच्या जॉबला सुरुवात केली. म्हणजे ट्रॅव्हलिंग झालं, बाईक म्हणा, 2 व्हीलर 4 व्हीलरवरचं. त्याच्यामुळे अनाटॉमिकली जेव्हा डिफेक्ट असतो तेव्हा लगेचच 8 दिवसाच्या 15 दिवसाच्या महिन्याच्या बस्तीने किंवा ओरल मेडिकेशनने लगेच रचनात्मक बदल जे असतात एक्सरे मध्ये MRI मध्ये दिसत नाही. बऱ्याच वेळा आपण जाणून संदिग्ध मध्ये सुद्धा ट्रीटमेंट पेशंट म्हणतो की मी सायन्स फ्री झालो, पण एक्सरे मध्ये तसे फाइंडिंग दिसत नाही.
एक्झॅक्टली सर, कारण IVDP आणि अशा म्हणजे मोस्ट ऑफ द संधिगत ज्या केसेस आहेत अस्थिसंधी, त्यात एव्हिडन्स बेस्ड पॅरामीटर्स मध्ये चेंजेस नाही दिसत, पण डेफिनेटली पेशंटचा जो क्वालिटी ऑफ लाईफ आणि कंप्लेंट्स आहेत त्या रूट कॉज पासून दूर झालेले असतात. म्हणजे मोस्ट ऑफ द पेशंट मध्ये रिकरन्स आढळत नाही. तर म्हणजे तुम्ही याबद्दल काही सांगू शकता?
पुनर्वत चिकित्सा आणि रसायन चिकित्सा जर पेशंट लांब म्हणजे लॉंग लास्टिंग घेतली तर मग त्याच्यात कदाचित दिसू शकतात. पण एकदा पेशंट बरा झाला की पेशंट MRI सारख्या कॉस्टली इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन करायला पण मागे पुढे करतो. कधी कधी आपल्याला वाटतं की फार इम्प्रुव्हमेंट विदिन शॉर्ट पिरियड झालं, त्याच्या फाइंडिंग मध्ये या गोष्टी दिसू शकतात, पण त्याच वेळी ते पेशंट मात्र अफोर्डेबल असतात किंवा बऱ्याचशा फॉलोअप देत नाही, त्याच्यामुळे काही गोष्टी मिस होतात. पण माझ्या 9 पैकी 3 पेशंटने फॉलोअप मध्ये MRI केला, पण त्यांच्यामध्ये काही बदल झालेले नाही.
थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. खूप छान.
थँक्यू.
नाही बेटा, झोपतच आहेस. रात्री झोपण्यात दमते का ट्रेन मध्ये? बेटा प्रत्येक वेळेस एसीनच यायलाच बेटा. छान एकदम डबल तिकीट नाही होत का विषय? पोरांना काय होते साध्या याच्यात यायला बेटा?
अरे आजकाल स्लीपर डबा जनरल डबा सारखं झालं.
राहते की झोपायला भेटलं झालं सकाळी 5:30-6 तक पोहोचतात. घरी येऊन पुन्हा दिवसभर झोपतातच.
आणि लास्ट मोमेंटला तिकीट नाही भेटत स्लीपरचा.
पण नाही भेटत का सहसा? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, shall I start, sir? Shilpa ma'am, hello.
यस मैम, प्लीज स्टार्ट करिए. डॉक्टर अर्चना काटे मैम, प्लीज स्टार्ट.
स्क्रीन शेअर करायचं होतं ना.
करायचं. एक मिनिट मी करते.
Good evening all. आयुष दर्पण फाउंडेशन आयोजित इस आयुर्वेद दिन
यस
के
मैम, कर सकते हैं आप, अभी कर सकते हैं डॉक्टर अर्चना
आयुर्वेद दिन के
प्लीज.
इस सत्र पे वैद्य नवीन जोशी सर फाउंडर एंड डॉक्टर शिल्पा मैडम, इनका मैं बहुत पहले ही आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ कि ये यहाँ पे मेरे व्यूज शेयर करने के लिए मुझे यहाँ पे मौका दिया है. स्क्रीन शेयर हो रहा है. इज इट विजिबल टू ऑल? हेलो.
Yes, ma'am.
यस मैम.
Sattva-vajay Chikitsa as a preventive measure post-COVID era. It's my topic today, and I'm very happy to share my views on this topic. Sattva-vajay Chikitsa, today I just wanted to discuss here. Aims and objective introduction, prevention in Ayurveda, Sattva-vajay, what is exactly, post-COVID health issues, and application of Sattva-vajay. Discussion and conclusion in very short and briefly, I will try to put my views in front of you. Prevention in Ayurveda, as all of us have idea that swasthasya swasthya rakshanam, Ayurveda have given a very detailed guidelines regarding the prevention. त्यागः प्रज्ञापराधानाम् इन्द्रियोपशमः स्मृति देशकाल आत्मविज्ञानं सद्वृत्तस्य अनुवर्तनम् आगन्तूनाम् अनुत्पत्ता वेशमार्गो निदर्शितः. Where Chakrapani have clearly explained that agantu and manas parihar hetum ah. So previously prevention on Ayurveda is well known for only for in chronic diseases and some sort of immunomodulant role. But after COVID, it is well proven that in pandemic-like diseases and in all type of health issues, in infection, in Sankramak Roga also it is very effective, and especially it worked for the and boosting the mental health throughout the global world. Even WHO has recommended meditation and all practices for the overcome all this crisis of COVID. That's why it's my interest in this topic to enlighten those views here. Exactly, Indriyopashamah Indriyanam Swavishay Alampatvam Smruti Putradhinam Vinashwara Swabhavat Anusmaranam Etat Chadvayam Manasa Roga Pratighatakam. It clearly explains the preventive view here. So everyone knows what is right. The thing is that how to avoid unwholesome things and how to follow some sort of hard rules but wholesome things. So avoidance of unwholesome acts, then avoidance of asatmendriyartha sanyog, avoidance of pradnyaparad. When it works, it combinedly called as sattva vajay, which gives ultimate health, not only health but the longevity of the health life with the good healthy status. So throughout Samhitas, when we will search the regarding the lifestyle and preventive measures, we have to follow those for considerable and very broad areas in lifestyle as wholesome diet, wholesome acts, yoga, regular sleep pattern, keeping mind calm and happy, dinacharya, rutucharya, sadvrutta, and rasayan, and many more references are there regarding these preventive measures. So there is no shortcut for prevention. As we already have experience as a Vaidyas that people usually demands a very short-term effective, and not they are not willing to have such a lengthy and all these guidelines. But there is, I think, after this COVID, India has emphasized on these preventive measures and immunobooster role of which is available in Ayurveda. What is post-COVID health issues? 2020 up to the third wave of Omicron, it was a COVID time, and after that, the people who are affected and who are not affected both are on the same boat. That having some sort of health issues, the affected people in ICU and admitted in hospitals and even home quarantine, they have many type of long terms, that is called as long COVID or post COVID issues. And the people who are not affected, but this is social phobia and all this pattern throughout the world have shown everyone who is asymptomatic also have had suffered this phase, some sort of COVID, post COVID pathogenesis are available, even though they are not classified well. Random diseases are studied, and in survey, even WHO have conducted the survey in 139 countries, and he found there they found many of the symptoms. We will just view that. The new survey results show health system starting to recover from pandemic. It is the news to May 23. So now we are the world is in phase of recovery, but still there are certain health issues related to post-COVID phase. It is a study once again conducted and published in Nature. Long COVID major findings, mechanisms, and recommendations. Here there are n number of diseases have found in adults, adolescents, and children too, and recommendations also that's are given globally through WHO have conducted many awareness programs regarding this post-COVID phase. COVID-19 from 22 is pandemic that is significant effect on population even in post-COVID period. The Pulse survey by WHO in 139 countries have shown that the health system have started recovery. Many health issues are found among people during post-COVID period. Chronic fatigue syndrome is the most found one sort of disease and affected in huge number of people. Sleep disturbances is also very commonly found in post-COVID phases. Post-COVID phase is defined from 3 weeks up to maybe in years. It is defined by WHO. Respiratory diseases, muscle pain, difficulty in thinking, the cognitive functions, that is the mental, physical health, both are affected. Even socio-economic crisis were there. That's why there are also affected. This per capita income is reduced in COVID phase. That is one of the reason. Here are some detailed description which systems are affected in post-COVID diseases. So in adolescents and children, there are a few works. Such works have been conducted where anxiety, fatigue, headache, loss of appetite, earache, tinnitus, insomnia, diarrhea, and such diseases are listed, and it have found. The study was conducted in London, as per reference. Here, as a prevention, we need to go to the root of the disease. Here, there is a no, as I already mentioned, that there is a no any one disease is here. It's a group of a cluster of diseases in very wide range. Still, there is we can assume, we can found physical burden due to infection of virus, multiple organ involvement, load to immune system, disturbed physiological functions. These are the physical burdens. The psychological fear, anxiety, depression, stress, sleep disturbances very commonly and very significantly found. Socioeconomic burden, stress affected per capita income in unemployment, economic loss, as we have already experienced all the disturbances in a variety of countries. We are lucky that we have in India, it is not affected that much compared to the developed countries. adverse impacts on the health and economic conditions were observed. That is 31.3%. It was in 2022, but in 23 quite reduced as per data. So how this Sattva Vajay will work here, and what is the connection between this post-COVID phase and Sattva Vajay? In classics, we have this very important guideline. Trividam hi aushadam iti daiva vipasha yukti vipasha sattva vajascha. As all we know, sattva vajay punar ahitebhyo arthebhyo manonigraha. One of the three main types of chikitsa is defined as chikitsa by which control over the mind from unwholesome objects is attained. Practices which improves sattva guna and reduces raja and tama dosha of the mind are included in Sattva Vajay Chikitsa. As we can see that the rather than Daiva Vipasha and Yukti Vipasha, there is a need of another tool, which is here Sattva Vajay, to follow the correct lifestyle, to follow the wholesome lifestyle. One can control mind by this practice, by Sattva Vajay practice, and turns one's lifestyle from unwholesome to wholesome, which ultimately gives an ultimate promotion of health. So here are the responsible doshas, as all we know, Rajas and Tamas. Rajas is responsible for attraction, greed, fear, anxiety, panic disorder, anger, vishada, phobia, and other on. Tamas is quite having dullness type of properties, improper perception, depression, lethargy, moha, that is confusion, dainya, himsa, ahimsa, asteya, etc. So those are the main responsible factors, as we all know. That is a pradnyaparadha. Everyone have. This is etiological factor in all diseases. Charaka Samhita, we have seen the basic manovikaras mentioned as Irsha, Shoka, Bhaya, Krodha, Mana, Dvesha, Adi, and they are originated from Pradnyaparadha. Pradnyaparadha is nothing but the Dhi, Dhruti, Smriti, Vibhrashta Karma. Dhi, that is a understanding capacity of mind, intellectual. Dhruti is a main here, which is said to be niyamana power, that is to reject the unwholesome things. The strength of mind is important here, that to reject the unwholesome and to move, take a step towards the wholesome. That is a function of Dhruti. Smruti said as the Tattvajnani Smruti, that is, one should realize that what exactly truth is. तत्व ज्ञान है, जो जैसा है उसको वैसे समझना, that is a smriti. That is in our Ayurveda, it is mentioned that our existence starts from soul, Atma, that is a smriti. When all these are disturbed, vibhrasht, then whatever the lifestyle, it all is a very combination of pradnyaparad, group of pradnyaparad, and that's why nowadays we have seen that a number of diseases are having increasing in spite of having good medical facilities. Manasastu chintyam artha. There are two ways. Atsatmendriya Sanyog, the mind leads indriyas to again and again unwholesome things, and the thinking capacity of mind is another part. It may be overthinking, as it is mentioned, ati. It may be less thinking. It may be the thinking in a wrong way. And all these leads to prakruti. It is clearly mentioned. It all leads to vikruti. Only Samayoga leads to prakruti. So for prevention, one has to take care about the mindset of, as we all know, the inhaled dimensions, prasanna atmendriya manaha, is a fundamental concept of health as per Ayurveda. So physical body is a mediator, but the main decision making and main master behind any act is only the mind. That's why prevention steps should be taking. We should be planned. It should be planned to convert the mind setup into a good way, into a sattva pradhan way. So how one can do it? It is again depends on whole lifestyle, but in major part is a sattva vaja here, and the supportive part is a wholesome life ahar vihar. That is things that should enhance sattva guna in life. So the lifestyle rasayana, again here we can classify it sharir rasayan, medhya rasayan. Mental health to keep one's mind in sattva pradhan status. Sadvrutta is the most nourishing part of lifestyle which is continuously enhancing all the health components, not only sattva guna, but all the health components. And again, in Janapada Dhvans, we will see later on, it have a specific role here. Yoga is a way to enhance sattva guna. Yoga is a chitta vritti nirodha. It is a set of tools to get control over the mind. Sorry. So in pandemic, what exactly we need to expect from Sattva Vajay? Janapadodhans, as in Ayurveda, it is indicated to treat diseases in Janapadodhans by medicines collected prior to contamination, Panchakarma, Rasayan and Sadvrutta, code of conducts by which one can follow the wholesome conducts. It is important to boost the Bala and Karma. The Karma Vipak, it is only the factor for the survivor group in pandemic. It is clearly mentioned in Charak Vimansthan, 3rd chapter, that the people who are following good ethics or good conducts, that comes under Sadvrutta, who consists the previous good karmas, those people are having most probable chances to survive from this pandemic. That means the life totally depends on our karmas in this such a condition when all the vayu, kal, jal are affected. And the boosting bala, that is again sharir bala and sattva bala. It is important here to boost both the things. So sattva vajay, exactly what we do in it. In sattva vajay. So first we see the sattva vajay, how to get control or how to get mastery over mind, because mind is having combinations of three and our aim is to control Rajayantama or to diminish Rajayantama and only enhancing Sattva Guna. The nearest and easiest way is to meditate. It is called as Sakshi Dhyana. As Charaka have mentioned that Vashi Atma. Vashi Atma, one is having that Sakshi Bhava, that is only witness. There is a no reaction or no movement, even though the Indriyas are perceiving continuously. Mind is introverted in this phase. Only it is stable, not non-reacting phase, and this type of, that is called as mindfulness meditation. It is effective. It is also explained and said to be practiced regularly as per Ayurveda also, as we have seen in references of Achar Rasayana. Here we found that Japa Shaucha, Dana Nityam and all these explanations, that means it is a lifestyle to having a few minutes daily in this phase, in this status, to nourish the Sattva Guna. And if that mental strength can be maintained, can be regularized by wholesome lifestyle. So this is the first part. Then second, another easy part is a breathing awareness. A slowness of the breath, that is a deep breathing, is also effective for control of the mind, which is elaborately practiced and explained in Patanjali Yoga Sutra and in yoga texts and yoga universities. It is very well evidence-based. All variety of practices we are nowadays it is available. All data is available. So types of meditation, types of breathing exercises, which are helpful to enhance Sattva Guna. It is important, but it is not only the tools. Another one is a lifestyle where we need to follow these social conducts, mental conducts, that is psychological conducts, all mentioned in the list of Sadvruttas. Those are needed to follow to keep this balanced state. Another are a variety of relaxation techniques, and the last but the not least important part is the counseling to community. Here we are as a preventive measure. It is not in post-COVID phases. The suppressed mind और unconscious माइंड में जो भी फियर है, फोबिया है, ट्रॉमा, पोस्ट ट्रोमेटिक स्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर्स लाइक जो आईसीयू में थे, उनके भी जो स्टेटस है माइंड का, सो ये साक्षी ध्यान ये इफेक्टिव है कि वो जो भी मन में डीप लेवल तक जा चुका है सबकॉन्शियस लेवल पे, उसको हटाने के लिए ये टूल जरूरी है. अदरवाइज द पीपल आर now also we can see in community that everyone is facing immunodeficiency, fatigue, and sort of diminished mental health status. So in these conditions, Sattva Bhajay can help in an easy way. It is again we can see if training is only the thing, people can practice in their home also. Counseling, it can be done online and offline mode, so there is no need of having much investment and expensive pattern of treatments, but very easily and very consistently. The important thing is the consistency or effect will be maintained if a person will practice at least 10 to 20 minutes per day. Counseling, there are variety of types of counseling as per the mindset of the participants. So in briefly, I have tried to convey the importance of Sattva Bhaja in today's era, that is post-COVID era, for the as a preventive measure. In treatment as a therapy, it is mentioned, it is already mentioned in treatment. But even though minor health issues are there, or even though no issues are there, it is said, lastly, I will just convey one thing, that in this era, there is no guarantee of non-emerging any disease. Upcoming, there is always, one should alert that there are again emerging diseases can be there. हम सभी जैसे देख रहे कि कोई ना कोई नया वायरस है, नए टाइप का अटैक हो ही रहा है. सो why shouldn't we prepare community for boosting their immunity, and there should be continuous improvement of health status. So once again, I thank you, the Ayush Darpan founder, respected Joshi sir, and respected Shilpa ma'am, and all Vaidyas present here. Have a happy Diwali, and have a enlightened Ayurveda day. Thank you for making me the part of this celebration.
Thank you, Dr. Archana, and sorry for the inconvenience as I'm driving on the
It's
road,
okay.
so I couldn't make it possible to speak or to introduce you. So
No, it's okay,
sorry.
ma'am. I must thank you.
Archana Imchekar is in the field of Swastharutta, and she is having a more than 20 years of experience, and she is now working in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. So it's my really pleasure, as she's my senior, and it's really great to be as an organizer, and it's really great presentation, ma'am. Ayurveda for One Health. Moving forward with this lecture series, I would like to welcome Dr. Anurupa, who is Associate Professor in Rasashastra and Bheshja Kalpana, and she is working currently in Government Ayurved Medical College, Mysore. So welcome, ma'am, Anurupa, Dr. Anurupa ji, with the topic pharmacovigilance. Yes, ma'am. Please continue. And you can share your PPT. उसको maximize करिए PPT को अच्छे से. Yeah.
And that is the slides visible, ma'am?
No, ma'am. No. एक बार फिर से शेयर करिए.
Okay.
Maybe some internet issue.
Ma'am, shall I send you the PPT? Actually, I'm not getting.
Oh, so actually, मैं बाहर हूँ तो it is not
Okay,
possible
okay.
for me to share. आज थोड़ा बिजी हूँ, मैं बाहर ही हूँ रोड पे, मतलब खड़े होकर मैं अभी ये कर रही हूँ, थोड़ा बाहर आई थी, इसीलिए आज लैपटॉप पर मैंने किसी मतलब अच्छे से ये नहीं कर पाई, मैं कोऑर्डिनेट नहीं कर पाई. सो अगर आपको मतलब पीपीटी ये नहीं करना है तो आप यू कैन. यस, अभी आ रहा है शायद. यस. मैम ऐसे ही बोल दीजिए अनुरूपा जी.
Ma'am, now is it visible, ma'am? No.
नो बट जस्ट एक सेकंड के लिए आया था, यू आर प्रेजेंटिंग करके, तो मे बी और एक बार ट्राई करिएगा, बंद करके एक बार फिर से ओपन करके ट्राई करके देखते हैं. पीपीटी बंद क्लोज करके और फिर से एक बार करिए. आप मोबाइल से कर रही है लैपटॉप से?
मोबाइल से मैम.
हाँ, थोड़ा मोबाइल से वही प्रॉब्लम आता है.
हेलो शिल्पा मैम, अगर
हाँ
वो ये आयुर्वेदा डे ग्रुप पे भेजेगी ना तो
हाँ.
मैं शेयर कर सकती हूँ. मैं
अच्छा
आई
अच्छा,
विल
ठीक है,
ट्राई
फिर
फॉर
भेजिए
दैट.
अनुरूपा जी, भेजिए तो तब तक आप बोलते रहिए. मैडम शेयर करती है, अर्चना मैडम शेयर करेंगी.
हाँ, ओके मैम.
वो ग्रुप पे डाल दीजिएगा आयुर्वेदा डे, तब तक आप बोलते रहिए, वो
हाँ,
शेयर कर
आयुर्वेदा डे ग्रुप पे डाल दीजिए आप.
Yes, ma'am. I shared it.
ओके मैम, जस्ट वेट, आई डाउनलोड कर लूँ.
Ayurveda Day 2023
या
ग्रुप में.
यू कैन कंटिन्यू योर प्रेजेंटेशन डॉक्टर अनुरूपा, तब तक आप बोलते
Okay.
जाइए. यस.
I think you received that PPT, ma'am.
yes, I received it. I will take, I'm
Okay.
taking it in my laptop. That's only the thing.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the inconvenience. I can't do it by myself. Okay. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers, especially Shilpa ma'am, for this opportunity. So my topic is pharmacovigilance aspects for Ayurveda drugs. So why I selected this drug is, so there is a lack of awareness that too in these Ayurveda people, because we think our drugs are safe. Actually, we can't say that all the drugs what we are using is safe. So what is that is the need of an hour for the health professionals to have an awareness regarding it, especially the physicians. They need to know some of the adverse effects which are even caused by our Ayurvedic drugs. So in this view, I chosen this topic of these pharmacovigilance aspects of Ayurveda drugs. So the points which will be covered under this is why this pharmacovigilance we needed, what's the definition, what are the aims of it, and why pharmacovigilance for Ayurveda drugs, its relevance and references, and how to report it. And also the challenges in introducing this pharmacovigilance in Ayurveda, and some recommendations, and I will finally conclude after this.
डॉक्टर अर्चना उसको मैक्सिमाइज करेंगे क्या,
ma'am.
थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा? यस
हाँ, दैट आई एम ट्राइंग, बट वो आप
क्लियर है।
हाँ, ऊपर है ना, इसका ही आ रहा है, वो पूरा जो है ना मेरा
नीचे होता है वहाँ पे।
जूम का ये आ रहा है पूरा।
नहीं
Okay, ma'am. You can change. You can go to next slide.
इसको ना आप फुल स्क्रीन से हटा दीजिएगा, तो फिर वो
Okay.
आपको ऑप्शन दिखेगा नीचे। फुल स्क्रीन किया होगा इसलिए ऐसे आता है कभी कभी।
फुल स्क्रीन मतलब स्लाइड्स को बता रहे हैं?
हाँ, स्लाइड्स को आप फुल स्क्रीन करिए। हाँ, यस, अभी ठीक है, बेटर। यस,
अभी ठीक है।
हाँ, प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
Okay, you can go to the next slide, ma'am.
Is it?
Yes, the point to discuss. The next slide. So why this pharmacovigilance? So the first of all, the purpose of this pharmacovigilance is it's an humanitarian concern. First, do not harm. So whatever we doing, let it help or not. That's more than that. We should have a more concern towards the safety aspect. We should not harm the people. So that is the main concern of this pharmacovigilance. And one more thing is economic concerns, where the drugs, if it is having any side effects, that will have an economic burden over the people as well as over the society. And the main purpose when it started, when it becomes an burning issue is after this thalidomide tragedy. I think you all are aware of this thalidomide tragedy. Thalidomide, the drug which was administering in a morning sickness, and the baby which were born to the mothers who were taking this medicine, they born with the short limbs. So after this tragedy, this was become a serious concern, and in 1968, the WHO program, the WHO has taken this as an important issue, and that has been started doing it under an Uppsala monitoring committee in 1978. So what actually, ma'am, next slide please. What actually the definitions are, this pharmacovigilance means is, it is a science which encompasses the activity. Actually, it all deals with the ADRs. ADRs are the adverse drug reactions. So what is the adverse drug reaction? So that detection, assessment, finally, that is whether what the reactions we are finding it out is really due to the drug or not, and understanding and the prevention of these adverse drug reactions or any possible drug related problems. So this is the pharmacovigilance which is dealing with. Then the aims of this pharmacovigilance is to identify new information about the hazards associated with the medicines. So the objective is to patient care and safety, to improve public health and safety, and contribute the assessment of the benefit, harm, effectiveness, and risk of the medicine. So here the modern drugs still they are in the market, though, like especially most of the antibiotics will be having this gastric irritations, but still they had not been banned or withdrawn because the what is the benefit we are getting from these antibiotics, that is negligible. That compared to that, the harm what it is causing is negligible. Like even in the some of these drugs will be having sedative effect, that what we are taking for this anti-allergic drugs and all. But still, that we have to think whether it is capable of taking the risk than the effectiveness. So that assessment will also be done by this pharmacovigilance center, and the mainly to promote understanding, education, clinical training, and effective communication to the health professions and the public. So these are all the pharmacovigilance in general. But why we need this pharmacovigilance for Ayurveda drugs? So what we generally even in the public there is a notion saying that our drugs that is are natural and hence they are safe. But still we want this pharmacovigilance because illegal sale of the medicines and drugs of abuse over the internet. You can see when you open to the even in the TV ads, you can get many drugs saying that this drug is very active in that is very effective in this joint pain and even for the gastritis. And even you open the internet also, you can see that like after before doing the proper diagnosis, people will take it without the proper idea about the disease and the drug. So that will cause many side effects. And also increasing self-medication practices. Madam, next slide, please. Because it has been become like an OTP product. You can they will just go into the medical store and they will take like Chyawanprash and many other drugs. So this has been increasing. So this is also one of the reasons for causing some of these side effects. And also widespread manufacture and sale counterfeit and substandard medicines. Nowadays, many of the pharmacies, they are preparing substandard medicines, like not all, but some of the pharmacy, because to make more money, and availability is also, that is standard drugs availability has been reducing, so they are using these substandard medicines. And also increasing use of outside the confines of the traditional culture of use. They are just following the modern methods of prescriptions, and they are not assessing properly all these Dashavida Parishas, the Prakriti, Vikruti, Desha, Kala, and all those. So that are also producing many of the adverse effects. And also increasing use of other medicine with potential for adverse interactions. So the drug combinations, what they are giving, that may also lead to some of the reactions. Next slide, please, ma'am. So what is actually our acharyas, they emphasize on this, that is the effectiveness of the drug. Yatha visham yatha shastram yatha agnir rashaniryata tathaushada vignatam amrutam yata. So if the drug is not properly used, it will become like a visha, or any shastra which can kill, or agni which can burn. But when it is properly used, it will work as an amruta. Next, so we can see some of the products which we see in the internet. Ma'am, next slide, please. Like this, next. Next, ma'am. So due to this, we can see the some of the that is the in the media they are reporting because of these drugs, some of the heavy metals or whatever. We can see these articles saying that these drugs, our drugs, are not safe. Next, ma'am. So relevance of this pharmacovigilance in Ayurveda. This is the Acharya Charaka had considered Dashavida Parisha. So why I had told Dashavida Parisha of the Dravya? So you have to look for the Prakriti, Guna, Karma, Prabhava, Desha, and how it has been collected, Gruhita, Nihita, and Upasamskrita. So why I had told all this, why I had given importance means, unless if it is not properly done in all these things, it is going to produce some of the adverse effects. And even the patient assessment should also be properly done, and precaution should be taken in the manufacturing techniques and the time of drug administrations along with the proper patya, and all this is very important. And even in the especially the Rasaushadis, we had mentioned each and every drug, if it is not properly processed, what the adverse reactions it is going to happen. So this shows even our acharyas, they are well aware of all these ideas. So they are given importance to avoid all this. So we have to consider this pharmacovigilance even for Ayurveda. Next slide, please, ma'am. So these are some of the references. Next one. Even Kashyapa, I had told Abhada Karanam, Vyadi Beshajam, Sukha Karanam, Samyagyukyam Tadamrutam, Syadanyad Vishavat Bhave, Tata Aushadam, Avignatam, Vignatam Amrutopamam, Aushadam Chapi Duryuktam, Tikshnam Sampadyate Visham. So only we can call the that is the Beshaja if it is not producing any Bhada. Abhada Karanam Vyadi Beshajam, Sukha Karanam. It has to give the Sukha as well as it should not produce any harm. So this is the pharmacovigilance aspect what we can find in our science also. Next slide, please, ma'am. Yogadapi Visham Tikshnam Uttamam Beshajam Bhavet, Beshajam Chapi Duryuktam, Tikshnam Sampadyate Visham. So if it is not properly used, it will become like a poison. On contrary, the best drug will also become a potent poison if it is used incorrectly. So the proper usage will play a very important role in producing the adverse effect. Next slide, ma'am. So what are the causes of these adverse reactions? So there may be many causes, not only the improper administrations, even the use of contaminated products, error in the use, incorrect dosing, wrong species of the medicinal plants, adulteration, problems of the quality, inherently toxic nature of some plants. So these are some of the probable causes of these ADRs. Next, ma'am. For this, National Pharmacovigilance Program has been started for ASU drugs, especially that is in 2008. In 1968, the pharmacovigilance started for in general, that is especially for the allopathy drugs. After 50 years, they even thought even for the Ayurveda we need this pharmacovigilance. This department of Ayush, it started this, that is the National Pharmacovigilance Program for ASU drugs. Next, ma'am. And this is under the control of CDSCO, and the purpose is same. They have to identify the adverse effects, risk and benefits, and provide information to the users and monitoring the impact of the action taken, whether they are really withdrawn or they are banned the drugs. So that monitoring is also under the work of this team. Next, ma'am. So what are the pharmacovigilance center in India? Before it was in the Jaipur, now the National Pharmacovigilance Center. So this is the main center which has been situated in the All India Institute of Ayurveda, that is in the New Delhi. All the reports will go on and processed in the National Pharmacovigilance Center. And under this, we are having 5 intermediary pharmacovigilance center. Among them, only 2 related with the Ayurveda, that is one in Jaipur and another in Jamnagar. Under this intermediary pharmacovigilance center, we have 50 peripheral pharmacovigilance center, which will be situated in all the states. Next, ma'am. Reporting culture. What to report? What are the things we need to report? Any unfavorable and unintended signs, next, ma'am, symptom, illness or experience, any abnormal results of the diagnostic procedures including laboratory findings, any suspected drug interactions or any reactions suspected of causing death, life-threatening, hospitalization, disability, congenital anomaly. So these are the things which need to be reported. And who can report? So the person who has suffered from these adverse reactions, he can't go and report it. So he has to come to the health professional, any physicians or any pharmacist he should approach, and only these health professionals can report it. That cannot be reported by the layman. They have to go to the nearest health center or physician for
to report.
And when he got the physician, if he got the report from a patient, next slide, ma'am. Profession, he has to check it properly. That is, he has to investigate whether the reactions, what had been happened is due to the drug itself. Then he can report to the intermediary center, or he can report to the peripheral pharmacovigilance center, or even the pharmaceutical companies. So every pharmaceutical companies, when a new drug, next slide, ma'am, when a new drug has been coming to the market, every 6 months they should report this PSUR, that is the Periodic Safety Update Report. So that will be observed while inspection before renewal of their license. So even to the pharmaceutical company, he can report, or even to the any hospitals, or even peripheral pharmacovigilance center, he can report. So finally, the report will go to the national center. Next, ma'am. So the minimum criteria for a valid ADR report, the person should be identifiable. He may come and report it and he may abscond. So because the further, if any investigations has to be gone, the person should be like, we should collect the contact number and the address and all. Identifiable patient should be there. A proper suspect drug. An adverse event should happen. Even the reporter should be identifiable, authenticity should be there, and completeness. It should be, the report should include each and every point, and legibility, it should be clear. Next, ma'am. So how to like ADR detection, how to report it? There is a form that is in the, when you Google it, you can find it, this ADR form. There it includes both the reports, subjective and objective report. You can just fill it and you can post it to the Peripheral Pharmacovigilance Center. Otherwise, there is an Ayush Suraksha online portal. In that, the online upload that can also be done. Next, ma'am. So what happens when you submit to the information? Actually, it should be remain confidential because the company people may have imposed some pressure and they can stop the investigation. So it should be confidential when you report it. First, when you report to the Peripheral Pharmacovigilance Center, that will move on to the Intermediate Pharmacovigilance Center, and from there that will be reported to the National Pharmacovigilance Center, and there they will be complete report will be submitted to the Ayush, where the actions will be taken, whether to withdraw it or they will have some fine over it, or they should pay the penalty for the treatment of the person who had suffered. Whatever the things they will, Ayush people, they will have an rules and they will monitor it also whether that has been implemented or not. So this is the process. Next, ma'am. So what are the challenges in introducing the pharmacovigilance in Ayurveda? So we are lack of reporting. We will just think why it's for us. It may be due to some other things. So first of all, the physicians themselves, they will set back in reporting. So that is the first main challenge: lack of reporting, lack of awareness, and why we need to do that. That awareness should be created among the health professions, and lack of methods to study drug safety problems, and inherent belief about safety of an Ayurvedic medicine, and use of different systems. They will use other system also. They will be taking some other anti-diabetic or antihypertensive or any other system of medicine along with that they will take. And here the clear cut only this Ayurveda medicines itself is producing it, that is difficult to assign it. And lack of quality assurance and control in manufacturing of Ayurvedic medicine. And most Ayurvedic formulations are multi-ingredient. So which ingredient is producing the problem, that is difficult to assess. Next, ma'am. So how to overcome this? We have to develop some of this. We should go for some studies on drug safety, create awareness among physician, patients, and paramedical staff. Training should be given, and the development and validation of this scale. How this casualty, whether it is due to the drug itself, that scale has to be developed and validated. And mandatory report, it should be made. It should be mandatory. If it is not done, they are liable for some actions and all. If it is not made mandatory, the people, they will not report it, or the physicians or the healthcare professions, they will not report it. And easy availability of drug information, better reporting system, skillful technical investigations, and responsible sharing of the data, and also improvement in the healthcare delivery system so that the structures can be reconfigured and safety placed at the core. By this, we can implement the pharmacovigilance in our system also in more effective manner. So in all, pharmacovigilance, this will promote systematic and rational use of medicines. It will boost confidence for safety, and by incorporating pharmacovigilance, we will be able to prepare medicines with good efficacy, quality, safety, and minimum harmful effect. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very much thankful to Dr. Atul Pawar sir, Dr. Archana Inchekar madam, and Dr. Anurupa ji. So I think today's all topics were very great, with avian, then Satvavaje Chikitsa, and ending with pharmacovigilance. So I'm very much thankful to all of you for your cooperation, and all the doctors who are the part of this online virtual celebration of Ayurveda Day. And with this, I would like to end the session, and we will meet again tomorrow on day 3 Ayurveda Day virtual celebration. So thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, चलिए कल मिलते हैं, कल और अलग 3 हमारे नेक्स्ट पार्टिसिपेंट्स एंड डॉक्टर्स के साथ, स्पीकर्स के साथ. सो आपका सभी का भी आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ. थैंक यू वेरी मच ऑल. थैंक यू.